Welcome back to another video. Let's go ahead and crank out another car review. But let me go ahead and introduce the owner. We got Alex right here. What do we got, Alex?
We got my 1991 Mazda MX-5 Miata.
Alright guys, so it didn't always look like this, but Alex got it towards the end of the high school year. And since then he's built it from the ground up. It took him approximately 4 years to make it look like this. And what have you done to it, Alex?
So far, first and foremost thing, when I got it, I had to do my wheels. After that, I saved up the money and I got my paint job and did a full body restoration. And then little things in between that, my manual transmission swap. I did my steering wheel, a bunch of little miscellaneous things, water pump, radiator hoses. Finally did my transmission swap, best thing I've ever done. Then after that, I went ahead and did my catback exhaust system to top it off with that good crisp sound.
If you've ever met a Mazda Miata owner, you know that they have nothing but good things to say about their car. And I think that has to do with the simplicity of how the car works. So Mazda focused so much on simplicity that they made every mechanical component in this car work super easily while still meeting all the car regulations and the safety regulations as well. So Mazda, like most car companies, they didn't start off making cars right away. They actually started off making corks in World War I. And since then, since the fall of the World War I, that's when they transitioned to making cars. Then since then, he won an award for the best-selling two-seat sports car in 2000 by the Guinness Book of World Records, so that's pretty cool as well. When the Miata was being constructed, it almost actually became a front-wheel drive car, but in the end they decided to follow the classic sports car recipe, having a front mount engine with a rear-wheel drive setup. So depending on where you live, this car actually had a different name. In Japan it was called the Unus Roadster, here in America it's called the Miata, and in some parts of the world it was even called the MX-5. Mazda is actually the only Japanese automaker in the world that has won the 24-hour Le Mans competition, the same year that this car was built, 1991. That's going to sum up a little bit about a history lesson for you guys. Let's go and look into the interior. Fun fact about the Miatas for the early generations, the door, the same door that the Aston Martin DB7 at the time used, so it's the same exact door that they use as well. And like I said previously, the Miata does a really good job and excels in maintaining simplicity and being very lightweight. And you can see this in the pedals as well. They drilled holes in the pedals, that way you could go ahead and save that extra bit of weight, and that's called gram strategy. This being a first generation Miata, it's come equipped with those famous pop-up headlights that you see in movies and pictures all the time. Controlled by this center button right here. All you gotta do is just press it, boom, it's done. Another popular trait that this Mazda Miatas have is some of them are offered in a convertible. It has one of the fastest retractable roofs I've ever seen in any car. All you gotta do is just hit unlock, pin this open, and go ahead and just pin this back. And it's as simple as that, guys. One of my absolutely favorite things about this car is it has built-in speakers into the headrest. So the music is going directly into your ears. The Mazda Miata actually has some very unique looking air vents. You can move in any 360 direction that you want, so you can point it anywhere. So focusing on the instrument cluster, it's very simple, easy to read, and that's how you want it. And one thing to note is the gas indicator doesn't show you which side the cap is on, so go ahead and just remember which side you got the gas cap on. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the engine. Go ahead and take it away, Alex. What do we got?
So unfortunately, I am still running stock, therefore putting me at 120 horsepower. It isn't a lot, but then when you go and match it with the weight ratio, it's a decent amount of power to get you around and still have fun while you're doing it. My previous radiator had cracked, so I had to replace my radiator. While I was at it, I go ahead and replaced all my hoses.
Now, would you say that these cars are easy to work on?
Oh yeah, very easy to work on. You got plenty of space to work around the engine.
And did you actually put the radiator yourself?
Did the radiator and the hoses myself.
So if you noticed, it is running a little low. That's because he's equipped some tank coilovers. And did you put them in yourself as well?
Yes, I had those installed myself.
That's enough of that. We're gonna go ahead and go for a drive now. You ready, Alex?
Ready. There's these turn signals.
All right, Alex, enough wasting time. Let's go ahead and hear that exhaust note. All right, Alex, and why are these cars so popular in the drift community?
Well, in the drift community, these cars are really popular because they're small, compact, lightweight cars, and they're center of gravity. So if you give enough power to the rear wheels and they get them spinning, your tail's gonna want to kick out and go sideways.
If you guys have ever been in a Miata, it's actually not claustrophobic. It's actually quite roomy. Well, Alex is actually 6'3", and as you can see, he's got plenty of head space in this car. actually really quick to learn. Like, you could learn on this quick. I think it's fun, dude. Especially. I love how you can just feel everything, you know? Don't know if I should have slowed down right there. Damn. This is the best feeling shifter I've ever felt, ever. Alright guys, so first thoughts on driving this. I just completed the driving portion. This is one of the most enjoyable cars I've ever driven, especially the most enjoyable stick car I've ever driven. The stick was very nice feeling, the clutch was perfect, and I had the time of my life driving this. So being that this is an older car, it doesn't actually have traction control, and that adds to one of the joys of driving it, and it creates that one-on-one connection between the road and the driver. And if you're a big Top Gear fan like myself, you'll remember that Jeremy Clarkson actually said that he would put one of these cars into his top 10 list, and the only reason he gave it 5 stars is because he couldn't give it 14 stars. So that says a lot as well. So the Japanese actually have a saying for this car that they tied to. It's, sorry if I mispronounce this, Jinba Atai, and what they say that means is it's the relationship that a man has with its horse, and I believe that's a good representation for this, because it's the relationship that a driver has with its car. Being that this is a much older car, it doesn't have the technological features that these cars have that assist with driving, so you really have to know what you're doing with this car, and that's a perfect word for it. And that's going to be today's video, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, go ahead and comment if you want to. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and see you in the next video. Alright, so I do want to give a quick shout out to my boy Alex. Thank you for taking the time to make this video, for letting me drive. I'll go ahead and leave his Instagram down in the description below. Go ahead and give him a follow. Any last words, Alex?
All I gotta say is, man, thank you for having me. Had a lot of fun here with you. Hope we can do this again soon. Maybe with a different car. You never know.